We're counting down the 7 most indestructible Japanese motorcycles of the 1970s. Bikes whose bulletproof engines still roar to life decades later. From heavyweight machines that pioneered liquid cooling, to agile middleweights and versatile dual sports, each entry earned its spot for unmatched durability and engineering innovation. Which legend takes the ultimate crown for reliability? Let's kick off our countdown with a water-cooled giant that set new standards for endurance. Number 7. The Suzuki GT750 arrived in 1971 as a heavyweight that dared to be different. Nicknamed the Water Buffalo, this was Japan's first mass-produced motorcycle with a liquid-cooled 738cc two-stroke triple. Suzuki's engineers, led by Etsuo Yokuchi, designed a pressurized forced circulation cooling system with a central radiator, an electric fan, and a pressure cap tucked safely in the frame's center. This setup meant the GT750 could tackle hours of high revolutions per minute, riding without overheating, a feat that air-cooled rivals struggled to match. The bike's dry weight pushed 214 kilograms, but that extra heft brought a fortress-like durability. Factory tests ran these engines for 7,200 kilometers without a single coolant-related failure, and adventurers like Ted Simon crossed continents relying on its robust design. With over 46,000 units produced between 1971 and 1977, the GT750 proved that bold engineering could outlast convention, earning its place as a true endurance icon. Number 6. The Honda CB500 stands as a testament to the art of balance in motorcycle engineering. Introduced in the mid-1970s, the CB500 blended a 498 cubic centimeter air-cooled parallel twin engine with a chassis designed for long-distance comfort and everyday reliability. Riders quickly discovered its knack for enduring tough journeys, most famously a trek of 13,500 kilometers from London to Tokyo in 1978. The expedition log, published in Cycle World, details how the CB500 shrugged off a seized fuel pump deep in Europe, fixed on the roadside with a part from a newer Honda, proof of Honda's smart parts interchangeability. Through Siberian cold snaps, the bike's oil circuit heater kept the engine running smoothly, and after days of mountain descents in Japan, the dual-sided drum brakes still showed barely any fade. With a mean time between failures around 8,200 kilometers and over 41,000 units produced between 1975 and 1979, the CB500 cemented its reputation as a go-anywhere workhorse. For riders seeking a machine that could handle both city commutes and cross-continental adventures, the CB500 offered the perfect blend of performance, comfort, and field-friendly maintenance. Number 5. The Yamaha RD350 exploded onto the scene as a lightweight two-stroke that punched well above its class. With a 347 cubic centimeters parallel twin and a dry weight just under 150 kilograms, the RD350 was a rocket in the hands of privateers and everyday riders alike. Its reed valve induction system delivered sharp throttle response, while the engine's high-revving nature, spinning up to 12,500 revolutions per minute, made it a favorite for those chasing thrills on both street and track. The real test came at 1973 Daytona 200, where a pack of near-stock RD350s stunned the racing world. Privateers like Bob Jenkins used the bike's nimble chassis and robust torque curve to carve through the field, even overtaking factory-backed 500s in the wet. The RD350's air-cooled engine shrugged off the punishing heat that sidelined bigger, more complex machines, cementing its reputation for race-ready durability. Yamaha's own factory mean time between failures clocked in at 5,400 kilometers. Impressive view for a performance-focused two-stroke. With 95,000 units produced between 1973 and 1977, the RD350 redefined what riders expected from a middleweight, earning a cult following that still reveres its blend of speed, simplicity, and sheer staying power. Number 4. The Yamaha DT250 carved out its legacy as the ultimate dual-sport workhorse of the 1970s. With a 246 cubic centimeter, air-cooled, two-stroke engine, this machine was built to thrive on both rugged trails and city streets, demanding little more than basic care to keep running strong. Yamaha's engineers focused on simplicity and toughness, and a wide ratio 5-speed gearbox let riders crawl over rocky ground or cruise comfortably on pavement, while high ground clearance and a lightweight frame made quick work of obstacles that sidelined heavier bikes. The DT250's monoshock rear suspension, adapted from motocross technology, delivered a smoother ride and fewer moving parts to wear out, key for long stints off-road. Factory endurance tests logged thousands of kilometers across punishing terrain, confirming a mean time between failures of over 6,000 kilometers in real-world conditions. More than 78,000 units rolled out between 1973 and 1979, earning the DT250 a reputation for utility-driven durability that appealed to adventurers, commuters, and weekend explorers alike. It's the bike that proved reliability wasn't just for the racetrack, but for anyone ready to take the long way home. Number 3. The Kawasaki KZ650 stands as the quiet giant of the 1970s road bikes, a machine whose strength was forged in the relentless environment of the factory dyno room. Kawasaki engineers were determined to prove a point. Every KZ650 engine endured a full 24 hours at redline RPM before it ever left the plant. This brutal quality control ritual was not just for show. It exposed hidden flaws, weeded out weak components, and set a new benchmark for reliability in the middleweight class. The result? Mean time between failures jumped from 4,800 kilometers to over 7,200 kilometers, a leap that put the KZ650 into a league of its own for long-distance riders and daily commuters alike. At the heart of this reliability was a 656 cubic centimeters air-cooled 4-stroke featuring oil spray piston cooling, a clever design that kept temperatures in check during hard runs and minimized wear over the years. Riders and mechanics alike came to trust the KZ650 as a workhorse that shrugged off abuse, whether it was hauling across country highways or enduring the chaos of city streets. With over 112,000 units produced between 1975 and 1979, the KZ650's legacy is built on quiet confidence, not the flashiest, but the bike that just keeps running, year after year. Number 2, the Honda CB750 stands as the bike that changed everything. When it debuted in 1969, the CB750's 736 cubic centimeter inline-4 engine was a revelation. Smooth, powerful, and engineered for the long haul. Honda's commitment to reliability went far beyond the drawing board. In the Hamamatsu factory, engineers used vibration rigs to simulate years of road abuse in a matter of weeks, reducing engine bearing wear by more than a quarter before a single bike reached a customer. This attention to detail paid off. Factory mean time between failures soared to 8,500 kilometers, with field failures dropping below 0.2%. Numbers only tell part of the story. To win over skeptical dealers, Honda organized secret ride sessions, sending prototypes on punishing cross-country journeys and up grueling mountain climbs. The result was a wave of confidence that swept through the United States market, and by 1970, the CB750 accounted for nearly half of Honda's sales of 750 cubic centimeter bikes stateside. The world's first mass-produced disc brake made stopping as reassuring as the engine's relentless pull, and over 165,000 units rolled off the line between 1969 and 1978. The CB750 did not just set a new standard for superbikes, it made bulletproof reliability a global expectation. And finally, in first place, the Honda Super Cub stands alone as the ultimate bulletproof legend of the 1970s. With its 124 cubic centimeter air-cooled 4-stroke single and pressed steel frame, the Super Cub was never about brute horsepower or headline-grabbing speed. Instead, it was the quiet revolution, a machine built so simply and so well that it became the backbone of global mobility. More than 2.3 million units rolled out in the 1970s alone, each one engineered for the kind of everyday use that would wear out lesser bikes. Honda's own reliability surveys from the era found a mean time between failures greater than 10,000 kilometers. An astonishing figure for a vehicle that often saw hard city miles, dusty farm tracks, and minimal maintenance. What truly sets the Super Cub apart is not just the numbers, but the way it reshaped life for millions. From Tokyo alleyways to Southeast Asian villages, it became a symbol of freedom and self-reliance. Mechanics marveled at the low-maintenance valve gear and the ease of field repairs, while riders trusted it to start on the first kick, day after day, year after year. The design's resilience led to an unbroken production lineage that continues to this day. No other motorcycle, and in fact no other motor vehicle, has been built in such numbers or proven itself over such a span of decades. The Super Cub is the final synthesis of everything the 1970s Japanese motorcycle industry learned about durability, simplicity, and mass appeal. Its impact goes beyond engineering, weaving itself into the fabric of daily life around the world. As the last word in bulletproof reliability, the Super Cub's legacy is still running strong, a testament to the idea that the simplest machines, when built with care, truly last forever. Across all these machines, one pattern stands out. Japanese engineering from the 1970s fused innovation with unwavering reliability. Decades later, these engines aren't just surviving, they're still inspiring. The real legacy isn't endurance alone. It's a standard of trust that still shapes how we ride today. Which legend is your favorite?